Should have a delay ticking down if you're good to go. And that means we are live. Yeah, should be good though. We good to go? Okay, perfect. Tell the lads to work away. Yeah, I'll check it as well, but we are live, so players will be getting underway in just a second. Okay, right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, about that. We had to switch our stream provider. So Ferrex is going to be hosting the stream for us now. I have no idea whatsoever why we were having the lag and the connection issues, but we'll get it sorted once we get through this best of 3 later on. So with that said, we are going to be getting the game underway now in just a moment. We're just waiting for the players to unpause the game in the server. And we will be into our second half of our first map in this best of 3 on Mirage. The current scoreline is 10-5. TUD edging out in front so far on the CT side. And we're going to get a sneak peek in just a moment to see what they can get done now that they are on the T side. NCI, on the other hand, Comeback King actually sitting at 20 frags. He is definitely leading the way for his team and putting on a huge performance for everyone. Cinder actually only sitting on 7 frags so far, so he's been quite quiet, I should say, so far. But let's see once he settles into the CT side now what he can get done.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a fantastic CT side there from TUD in that previous half. So, and 10-5, it's still not bad for NCI, all things considered. Considering that they're playing against TUD, who we identified before as maybe the best team in the tournament. Almost definitely the best team in the tournament, realistically. So for them to get 5 rounds against them on their T side is not bad at all things considered. So certainly they're going to be hopeful coming into the CT side. Maps these days typically are CT sided, so if they can pull something out of the bag, they definitely have a chance of taking this map. But we are going to see what's happening as soon as Cinder gets back from the bathroom. I wonder if TUD have any strats. It certainly looks like they do. Just taking a quick look at the buy, Cardinal. 3 smokes for No Fear, Aract and Page, and then some flashes as well. So we might see something a little bit fancy coming out in this round.
Yeah, typically we do see on the T side usually just 4 to 5 sets of Kevlar. Maybe the odd flashbang and a smoke grenade here and there, but for the most part, T's kind of opt for the contact plays, is what we'll call them. Yeah, I usually call them just a rush B or a rush A, but I've been told the professional term is a contact play in the pistol round. NCI, on the other hand, 5 sets of Kevlar across the board, a couple of decoys just for good measure, but they are going to have to hold on, and I think it's very important for them to pick up this pistol round, make it a 10-6 scoreline, and then we really have a game on our hands. But TUD, obviously, just the raw skill and talent alone could be enough to take this one away and put themselves in a great position for the second half. But once, as we've said, players are back from their breaks to the bathroom, we should be underway in just a moment. So yet again, I do apologize everyone for watching at home for the delays. There was a little bit of a delay getting the game started, and then the technical issues with the stream, but that should be all resolved, all issues sorted, and we will be getting back into the game, and hopefully it'll go a little bit more smoothly. But I mean, we're getting quite accustomed to these technical issues, Ferrex. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely. You could say at the very least, wouldn't be an ICE game, as we so fondly say, without server issues of some description at some point. But we're still waiting for these players to return from their bathroom breaks.
So if we were to look forward to map number 2, right? We're going to be going on to TUD's pick on Train. And recently, Ferex, you were actually in a match on Train, so that's obviously a very tactical map. And Train, like I mentioned earlier, is not something we see very, very commonly in the ICE tournament so far. It's definitely kind of a specialty pick from a lot of teams, but can you see TUD being as dominant as we know them to be on Train? Because we have, depending on what way this pistol round goes, we do have quite a close game on Mirage, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, we saw NCI playing against the UCDB team last week on Train, and I mean, part of the reason they won was just the Cinder was absolutely going off. Completely destroying UCD everywhere they went, be it A or B site. But I mean, Train is TUD's pick, so clearly they have some sort of strategy or some reason for them to pick it. So given that we can reasonably assume that both teams are prepared for it, it should be a very, very interesting game. But again, if TUD picked it, it's something they feel very, very confident on. And this is what we're on right now. Mirage is NCI's pick, and even now we're still seeing TUD, especially on that CT side, we're being very, very confident. They were pushing all these angles, be it A ramp, be it apps middle, whatever. So they've been playing very, very confident thus far. I can imagine that confidence is only going to increase as they move on to their own pick. But it looks like they're going to take it over towards A. Padge going to try and sell some sort of fake here over on B. The only man up. Cinder is boosted up on this corner box in the B site.
And I hate to be that person, Jack, but I have just been informed that we might be looking at a blank screen on that on your side.
Of course we are.
But
it's me hosting.
We are going to be into the round as Comeback King and Cinder picking up frags left, right and centre. Just getting stuff back in the action just in time to see Ventake and Aract finding kills of their own. And now Cinder, he is in the 1-on-2. He's going to take the straight fight, but Ventake is there to shut it down. All our discussion before the round started, Ferex, and it is going to go the way of TUD.
There we go.
No.
Apologies, people. My apologies for that mistake there in the previous round, causing you all to miss out on everything. We are back and ready to move into this once again.
I think it's fair. I think you can blame me for that one, Jack, because it was my initial issues that caused you to have to swap over to the stream. So I'll take the L for that one. I think that's a round of points. I think that's a round of points is fair to say. But we are now sorted. No fear, actually. I think he was contemplating going for the knife there, but does eventually finish it out with the Glock. 12-5 now in favour of TUD Apes, and NCI have a very, very tall order here. We're going to see the first gun round coming out. Comeback King sitting at 22 frags already in a game where his team only has 5 rounds. That's a huge performance from him, but let's see if they can get something done here. Now the IWP is coming out right across the board. He's going to open it up, but Aract is there to chime in with a kill of his own now as we're down to a 4-on-4. And the round starts to slow down a little bit, Ferex.
Yeah, things slowing down a little bit bitter. Just taking a little peek out there towards the middle, searching for some information. Not going to be rewarded with much. Alright, that's a window smoke. I believe they're just going to throw in towards mid. So TUD looking to take some mid control in this round. Extinct is here with the AWP. Got a Molotov connector. And that's mid control firmly established now by TUD. Nobody really there to fight it for NCI, and no fear. Dunking some damage onto Cinder down to 63, but he's going to swing out anyway and take him down. Almost a free kill there from him, but Extinct gonna find the trade, but they're not expecting Bitter to be coming up from short. He's gonna drop Extinct, and all the trades happening at the moment. It's a 2 versus 3 at the end. Aract gonna escape from Connector, and here he connects the shots, but everything is so quick at the moment. So much going on at once. We are gonna settle back now. Padge gonna take that bomb back towards B apps, it looks like, and TD hoping to finish towards B here. They need to hurry up though, because there's only 20 seconds left on the clock, and it's all on to Bitter, who's waiting here on B, the only man for NCI, and that utility and those players. That's the bomb drop. Bitter's doing so well at the moment, just hiding now, delaying for time. That's all he needs to do. He needs to stay alive, but Aract is on the hunt, but I don't think the time is there for him. And Bitter played that so well, hiding around the back of the side, waiting for the rotate, delaying as much as he could, and the time just wasn't there for Aract to do as much as he would have liked with that round, Cardinal.
No, and that's what NCI needed. They had to put that round on the board, or else the scoreline would have been looking very, very grim. And now, already the double op setup has been bought up. Cinder's going to put his hands on the second AWP. TUD just Deagles and the Glock on Padge to make something happen, but gonna see what happens here as the Silliest Unicorn opens up the round with a kill onto Extinct, and now shooting towards Palace as well. Oh, their TUD players dropping like flies across the map as it's just Ventake left, coming out from underground with the Deagle in hand. And that's going to be all she wrote, as he does eventually get taken down. Did well to stay alive for that long, but it will eventually get wrapped on and taken out. So NCI picking up their second round on the trot, and TUD going to buy into this one. So let's see what's going to happen here. This is the first time we're seeing TUD come up against the double op setup for NCI. And dare I say, Ferex, that this is yet another very crucial round for NCI to win.
Yeah, NCI need to win this, because if they don't, TUD are only 3 rounds away from taking this first map. And again, that's not something you want to see happen if you're NCI, because this is their pick, as we've said before. So, a little bit of a do or die round for NCI, and things not going well so far. Bitter's going to get dropped at Cinder with the trade with the op, and he's out on the side. Padge is going to get deleted, head taken off by Cinder. Still fighting away, eventually does go down to Padge, but come back running in from short is going to drop Arc to 2 versus 3. Bomb is down now. Not a lot of utility for TUD to hold off this retake though, and it's all there for NCI at the moment. That nade gonna deal a significant amount of damage on to come back down to 6-2, but he's so fast with that op, dropping Vent taken. Fabulous Sean finding no fear as well, and that's gonna be the round for NCI, 12-8, and things really fantastic retake there by NCI. Did everything they needed to do, Cardinal, and it's gonna give them their 8th round and do or die round like we said, and they're gonna go with do.
They are going to go with do, and now we've really got a game on our hands, as TUD have enough money to buy, but I don't think they're going to go for it. It looks like the Deagles are going to come out, because utility would have been very, very limited if they'd opted for the AKs and armor. So similar to 2 rounds ago, we're going to see what they can get done with the Deagles in hand. Padge with the CZ now. He's upgraded from a Glock. NCI, on the other hand, actually not opting for the double op setup again. They did have the money to buy it, but Cinder has swapped themselves over to an AUG, as Bitter has got his hands on the AUG as well. And now NCI slowly but surely are clawing their way back into this one, and this is the closest we've seen the scoreline in quite some time, Ferex.
Yeah, 100%. NCI doing a good job on this CT side thus far. Cinder though, I don't think he sees the player in underpass. He does actually. Fantastic stuff there by him. That's the perfect play from his perspective, taking the head off of Extinct and following up onto Ventake. That's disastrous for TUD. Difficult to work with, but they're going to make them work. Nobody's going to drop through this Unicorn. That's some good utility there. But they're going to take so much damage, pushing through that. They're going to capitalize on a fantastic 3k with the picked up AK to give NCI their 9th round. And I mean, it was a little bit of a throwaway round for TUD, but NCI still did well to keep that many players alive, Cardinal.
They did, and they've slowly built up quite a considerable bank in the economy as well. Looking at the across the board, Fabulous Sean actually sitting at almost 10k. We're only a couple of rounds into this half, but TUD have got their hands on the AK-47s and plenty of utility to go along with it. And as I say that, Extinct is going to have to watch this round from the sidelines as Comeback King is about to join him now. Cinder, though, very close on short, gets dropped all the way to 6 HP by that frag grenade. He's got to be very careful with the AWP in hands. Gonna try and move back and retreat. Exactly what he does, but NCI still in there, even though they are spread quite thinly across the map. Now Cinder is going to be contact into connector. He spots out one, but can't get the rest. And now Arak and Paj with it all to do, as Arak finds one, not only one, but 2 kills. That's the silliest unicorn down now. Bitter, all on his own with the AUG in hand. Paj moving back. He's going to retrieve the bomb with 55 seconds left as well. Plenty of time for anything to happen, but Bitter, is he going to expect him to be close? The Shadow's going to give him away, and Arak is dropped low, but not low enough as TUD pick up the round. So 13-9 as we start to get towards the latter half of this first map for X.
Yeah, TUD, they needed that round to slow down the march of NCI. And they're gonna be able to convert it. But the money is there for NCI to buy once again, so double off actually this time. Cinder and come back on a piece. No off for TUD though. They're just gonna rush out middle, take control with not much utility being expended. Sidious Unicorn catches out Extinct to it, walked out Palace. It's an early man advantage now for NCI. That's exactly what they need in these rounds. No fear though, he's gonna put a stop to that and puts himself one up, make that 2 up. Fantastic stuff by No Fear, opening up this A site, and Ventake a little bit of BM there. But a 4 versus 2, but Cinder's still alive. This man's life, anything can happen. Finds one, knows the other man is planting, has made his way to the hallway, still going. He's gonna find the second, lets the bomb dropped, and Arak does drop Bitter though. In the meantime, it's all onto Cinder. Like I say, when this man's alive, anything can happen. He's gonna pick up the AK and start to get aggressive, and that's exactly what he needs to do. He's gonna fight Arak, and Cinder going absolutely huge for NCI, chiming in with 4 kills after No Fear had found the initial 3. And that's huge, huge stuff. And finally, Cardinal, one of my predictions comes true.
Just about. Oh my word. That was an outrageous round from both teams. No Fear. I thought he was playing in a deathmatch server for a while. He was just tapping heads all the way through to the A site. But Cinder said no to that push, and TUD, I think they might have spammed their BM in chat just a little bit too soon. Cinder obviously powering up as that round went on. Outrageous play from him. He's going to pick up the 4K. And he's got to be feeling it after that one. Putting NCI into double digits on the board as we're coming into round number 24. But, oh, he's been dropped out of this one. Ventake, perfect positioning with the Deagle to drop him through the wall. Now is Bitter and Fabulous Sean doing well. Trade back. Bitter's going to find himself a second kill just before Paj take him out, and oh, he's going to find a second as Comeback King gets caught on the rotate. Now we're down to a 2-on-2. Extinct and Paj squaring up against Fabulous Sean and the Silliest Unicorn. But the retake is on as Fabulous Sean's going to move out, and he's going to find the first kill. Now they know where he is. Extinct has to peek wide. The Silliest Unicorn, they're both spraying away through the box, but it is going to go the way of Extinct, and TUD hang on for a 14th round.
Yeah, that was very, very close there. I think a little bit of miscommunication on NCA. They didn't quite know where Extinct was playing, and gave him a little bit of an edge coming into that duel. But yeah, as you say, 14-10 now, our 25th round in this Mirage game. And it could well be 15-10 because the buy for NCI is not that great, and Extinct doing his best No Fear impression, gonna run out ramp and find a kill. Shutting in with Cinder and Comeback. Cinder with a second, actually 3 kills for them each, and it's a 2 versus 2 on this round. Falling apart for TUD, but Arak is gonna find Cinder, but Bitter is there in the end to drop him, and Ventake only a Mach 10 does have a fair amount of utility to work with, but Bitter has gone the whole way around into window. But he doesn't have a kit, so he needs to move, and he's given Ventake time to get into a better after-plan position. Ventake nearly connects that spray and steps back out with the P250, and that's pure confidence there from Ventake. 16 HP. Doesn't matter. Takes the fight and wins the duel. 15-10 now. It's do or die time once again for NCI Cardinal.
Do or die, they will. They cannot afford to make any more mistakes, and they've got no rounds in the bank to play with as TUD are on map point. And they could close this one out in regulation. They've got plenty of chances at it. And not only will they close it out in regulation, but they'll also be sniping away the map pick for NCI, as if we remember correctly, they actually opted to pick Mirage. So see what they can do, as NCI are going to pick up the man advantage in the opening kill, as Cinder finds a second and a third, and he's going to swap to the AK, but not fast enough. No Fear is there, and now Ventake as well. He's got it all to do for a chance to close it out on the first map point of Mirage. Ventake with 38 HP. If there ever was a time, it was right now from Ventake. He's going to try get it done, but Comeback King and Bitter know exactly where he is. He's got to go nuclear here if he wants to make something happen, but Comeback King, too smart. He's just going to keep shoulder peeking him. Draw down the clock. And he's going to find Ventake just as we get into the last 60 seconds of the round. So NCI giving themselves another chance.
NCI, they play that in the end very well. Bitter not really peeking, not giving Ventake anything to work with. He wasn't able to get it done in the end. Cinder in the CT side has started to wake up Cardinal, because he had a very slow start to this map on T side, but he's on 24 frags now, and that's a very, very scary prospect if you're TUD. Going to be holding from under Palace this round with an AK to hand. TUD creeping out ramp. Might get timing here if they're lucky. But Cinder has heard those footsteps. He knows they're here. He's going to find the first kill. Spins around to take down the second. That's instinctively dropped, and a third for Cinder. Spins around, and fantastic stuff from Cinder. 4 kills. Surviving with 54 HP, and that's the sort of plays that we want to see from a player of his caliber, Cardinal.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking here to myself, I know we don't have the technology, but if we were able to just look at the stats for the second half of this map so far, Cinder is just absolutely on one. 28 frags. He's evened the score with Comeback King for NCI, considering he was only on 7 frags coming into this half. That's an outrageous performance from him, and if he's got anything to say about it, we might be looking at an overtime. Deagles across the board. Actually, no, I tell a lie. No Fear and Ventake. Deagles in hand. Just a P250 for Padge, but other than that, not a whole lot going for TUD. As I say, No Fear. He did it with the AK once. Now can he do it with the Deagle? He's going to open up the first kill onto the A site. Find the second though will go down now. Art actually find a decent kill with the Glock, as Cinder ends his life. Now just Padge and Ventake left towards T-spawn, so see what part of the map they opt to go towards as Cinder patrols the mid. And now it looks like they're going to opt towards A. Favleshon, he is going to be the one on the back of the site towards CT. Has got the AUG in hand though, so we're going to see if he can get something done. But oh, he's actually going to find both on just 6 HP. Gets the job done. Now 15-13. TUD are going to be getting a little bit hot under the collar.
Yeah, NCI starting to show now why they picked this map. CT plays, or the CT holds, excuse me, are absolutely stellar from them at the moment. Part of it is just Cinder going off, but it is some very, very good holds for NCI. But this is the next test for them now. The buy for TUD once again. Good weapons, fair amount of utility. They're going to go for a B split here. Fast play up short, and it's Bitter and Cinder to try and hold this off as much as they can. That Molotov is going to force Bitter out, and Extinct is going to catch out Cinder, but Comeback is there with the trade, but it's planted for short. Ventake making a smart decision there not to plant exposed to market, and all 3 players for NCI coming in from market now. So this Unicorn going to deal a little bit of damage on Fadashon. That could be a difference maker in this round. That nade is huge. Kind of knocked 2 players down low, and no fear. And Ventake finding 1, and Ventake with a second to 13-16 is the final score of this Mirage map. Cardinal and things, well, I mean, you know, NCI made a little bit of a game of it there at the end, stringing together 3 rounds to put them on 13 before TUD were able to close it out.
That was a very, very close map towards the end there. I really thought NCI were after kicking it into 6th gear, but ultimately can't get it done. And TUD do manage to close it out in regulation 16-13, and Cinder just shy of 30 frags, coming in at 29. But TUD, very dominant performance from them for the most part on Mirage, and they are going to snipe away the map pick of NCI. So now we are going to be moving on to Train, which is TUD's map pick. So we're going to see what they have up their sleeves for Train. Not the most commonly played map that we see, but going to be an interesting one nonetheless as we move on to map 2. We're just waiting for both teams to ready up, and we'll be getting map number 2 underway in just a moment.
Alright everybody, we are back. Looks like we're ready to get into this second map of this best of 3 here between NCI and TUD. For those of you who are just joining us, TUD did take this previous map on Mirage 16-13. So we're going to be coming into this one with TUD being 1 map up, and this is their map pick as well, Cardinal, so they should feel reasonably confident starting out here on this T side.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what TUD bring to the table here, because I must have said this 100 times by now, but I'm going to say it 101 times, that Train is a really unusual pick to see in the Marvin.ie Collegiate Championship. It's not one we see very commonly, but TUD obviously has something prepared and up their sleeve as Paj opens up the map for the kill onto Cinder. And come back, King. He's going to make some noise and going to find a kill of his own. Arak has been taken out of the round. Kill's been traded back and forth for both sides as the bomb does go down on the A bomb side. Now Novir, absolutely deadly. Oh, he's going to find a kill. The fadeaway onto the silliest unicorn. Now Fabulous Sean with it all to do in a 1-on-3, and chances are looking very, very unlikely that he can make something happen here, but stranger things have happened, Ferris.
Yeah, I found Bashan still fighting away with that USP. Auto director not doing me any favors.
The classic auto director, just sticking with the dead body. You hate to see it.
Eventually gonna go down. So TUD Apes are gonna take this pistol round, and just looking at the previous pistol rounds, I have my set of notes here, Cardinal. I feel very sophisticated, but TUD actually took the first pistol on Mirage as well, with 3 men surviving. It looks like we have a technical issue here. One of the TUD players disconnecting. Hopefully we'll be back underway nice and quickly. But yeah, TUD took the first pistol on Mirage. I didn't have the presence of mind to write down who took the second pistol. But yeah, so far we're 1 round in, and I'm going to say that it's going very similarly to how we saw Mirage.
It is. TUD were very dominant for the first half of the first... Okay, I was going to say the first half of the first half, but that's quite confusing. So the first few rounds of the first half on Mirage, they were very dominant, and they had a huge round advantage before NCI started to play a little bit more consistently, and they started to put a couple of rounds on the board, gaining a little bit of momentum, and they really then came back into the game in the second half. But I would imagine TUD are going to have more of the same, considering this is their map pick, and they've clearly got something prepared, but what they have prepared, I'm sure we will be yet to see. Extinct actually sitting on -1 frags, interestingly enough,
I got
from the disconnect.
Every fiber, Cardinal, in my body at the moment is screaming at me to not say this, but I'm going to make a prediction here.
Oh god.
Or I'm going to make a little bit of a call, and what I'm going to say is that Train is a CT-sided map. So I wouldn't be surprised if we
you've heard it here, ladies and gents.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see NCI get a fair few rounds on the CT side. But I mean, look, that's just me and my CSGO knowledge being offered.
You dare
to
say prediction.
Yeah.
You dare say prediction.
We're going to see 5 men rush out middle here for NCI, and all the kills going towards TUD at the moment. Only 1 man going down for TUD. Of course, to the USP of Cinder.
And while we're on the topic of notes, Ferrex, I hate to put you on the spot like this, but I would like to discuss maybe what happened in a previous Irish Collegiate Esports game on Train.
Don't do this to
that
me.
you might be particularly familiar with.
Don't do this to me.
I think it wouldn't be fair if we didn't talk about how Cinder played in that particular map on Train, where I think it's fair to say he pretty much put his team on his back and just went absolutely nuclear on Train, and that could be the key for NCI here.
Yes, you're right. Cinder playing against the UCDB team completely tore them apart and imposed his will on every single player in the UCDB team. No, in fairness, Cinder had a fantastic game. You're absolutely right. Whoa, no fear, lovely shot. On to come back. Cinder, the man we're just talking about, finds a reply. Auto director doing me over once again. Extinct though, with a nice headshot of his own. But yeah, no, Cinder had an absolutely fantastic game against the UCDB team. Really dominating them on the CT side and shutting out any chance that they had in that game, I think. So, he, as you mentioned, Cardinal, he could very well be a key factor for NCI here on train, especially considering they're starting on the CT side. So, I mean, you know, we saw him going huge on the CT side over on Mirage previously. He finished the half with 29 kills, despite only coming into it with something like I think it was 8 or 10 or something like that. So he had a huge CT half on Mirage. So he'll definitely be looking to follow on with that here on train. Whether or not TUD are going to let him do such a thing is another matter. I mean, so far he's been fairly quiet. He did find himself a kill in this round and one in the previous as well, but not exactly the game-changing impact we would hope to see, especially considering we've just had our first gun round and it's going to go in favour of TUD. So 3-0, a good start for them, much the same as what we saw on Mirage. The woes are going to continue as Arak drops Bitter, who is saving a T-spawn, and it's just Fabulous Sean who's going to hold on to that M4 M&S. Armour and helmet and a flashbang, but I think that's all NCI are going to have in this round, maybe a pistol here and there. But beyond that, they're going to be very much relying on this M4 to do the heavy lifting curve.
Yeah, I think the important thing for NCI is to try and make sure that Fabulous Sean stays alive with that M4, and if he does go down, that someone can retrieve it. Because they will have the buy coming into the next round, but unfortunately not much to work with in round number 4, as the comebacking is already down, and now Cinder's on the receiving end of Extinct AUG. And still a minute and a half left in the round. So, time left for something else to happen, but Sillish Unicorn will find the kill. So not all in vain. Can't get any more though, as it's just Bitter left now in the 1-on-4. P250 in hand, but he does retrieve the M4. Almost like I predicted it, but he will eventually go down. 4 on the board now for TUD. NCI still not able to crack the T side.
Yeah, again, this is, TUD's map pick, so we would be expecting to see a strong T side coming out of them, some executes and that sort of thing, but at the moment they're just kind of abusing this A side, consistently running out main and finding easy headshots. The AWP being brought out by Comeback King in this round for NCI. Gonna give away that he has it straight away with that shot towards A main. Not that much. Cinder is gonna find the first kill onto Arx, opening up this round for NCI, and Silas Unicorn following up. Really going to connect the second as well, but No Fear, I think, just about gets away. 5 versus 3 so early on in the round now. No Fear up on top of the train. Going to try and turn this around. Finds the first kill onto Silas Unicorn. Come back on 9 HP. He's going to miss that shot with the AWP. And now the rotates are in for NCI. Cinder. And come back going down. And Fabulous Sean as well. And just like that, the round has been turned completely on its head. From a 4 versus 3 in favour of NCI to a 3 versus 1. It's only Bitter left coming in from Pop, and No Fear is ready and waiting with the AK, I think. Bitter's going to find the kill anyway. Not bad from him. Does have a decent amount of 2 work. It's going to flash himself out of Pop, but it's not going to catch him and take. He's up on the train. And punishes him for that. 3 kills for him on that round to give TUD their 5th.
And NCI have been, dare I say, a little bit lackluster in these rounds. They seem to be giving up a lot of free kills, and we do see some moments of magic from them here and there as certain players, especially towards the A-bomb site, are playing quite well, but just don't seem to be able to push themselves a little bit further to get over the line, and it's going to be more of the same from TUD in this round unless the magical happens as Arak is shooting fish in a barrel in towards Pop Dog. That's 2 easy kills for him. And with just a couple of pistols across the board. Comeback King does deny the bomb plant, but not for long, as Extinct is there to back his teammates up. Cinder now and Fabulous Sean just trying to deal as much economic damage as they can before the end of the round, but it's not going to be much. Ventake the only one there to get dropped. 4 men still left alive for TUD. That's going to be a 6th round on the board. So, Ferex, my question for you now is, what do NCI need to do here to crack the system? Because TUD have taken everything they've thrown at them on the chin. Padge actually sitting at 7-0. He hasn't died yet in this game. But is possibly maybe the double up setup the answer for NCI?
It's possible, I mean... comeback, fantastic shot on Extinct as he's running out of aim main there. That's the sort of thing that we want to see from NCI. But I mean, you know, I said it before, TUD are just kind of abusing this aim main position at the moment. They're running out every single time. They're getting it essentially for free, so NCI could certainly start by throwing a Molotov there to at least deal some damage to the players who are running out. But Cinder find a second or another kill for NCI before he's dropped by Arex, and the rotate starting to come in now for NCI. All 4 players here. Make that 3, make that 2. All the kills happening at the moment. Padge, I think Sinus Unicorn might have heard him there. I don't think he did actually, because Bitter is going to go down with now. Sinus Unicorn.
Oh, what?
Hello? I don't know what Sinus Unicorn was doing there. I wasn't expecting Padge to be pushed out so quickly maybe, but just walked right into his crosshairs. Easy 1v2 for Padge there. Incredible stuff.
I think that was a bit of a blunder.
Yeah, you could say that at least.
Definitely think that was a bit of a blunder. Padge is going to take that free kill every day of the week, and with it a 7th round, as he still has yet to die in this map. But questionable play from NCI, as the round was pretty much all theirs, but seem to have obviously lost track of Padge in and amongst the chaos. Comment to round number 8. Silas Unicorn and No Fear getting some kills of their own. Kills been traded back and forth actually. This is a very scrappy play from both sides. It's all of a sudden TUD in the 2-on-2, and Silas Unicorn is going to take the dry peak against No Fear and does well to find the kill now. Extinct with just 7 HP. He's got a big job to do in this round if he wants to make something happen and keep the clean sheet for TUD, but Bitter and Silas Unicorn are going to be trying their very best to hold him off Ferex.
Yeah. Extinct with it all to do and only 7 HP to do it. That being said, Silas Unicorn not faring much better in terms of HP. But NCI playing this smartly, grouping up. Actually, Silas Unicorn, Extinct nearly missed that shot, but does connect the kill. But will he expect Bitter to be so close? I don't think he will. Oh, the timing is so close. Extinct running the whole way back around, but Bitter knows exactly where he is. He's actually going to follow him out through. This could be the perfect play. He's going to catch Extinct in the back. Maybe just about gets him in time. So finally NCI going to find a response to this T side of TUD Cardinal, and doing it in a little bit scrappy fashion like you mentioned, but I mean, if they can win rounds like that, they won't mind.
That's it, you know, the best laid plans can go to rest as soon as you get shot in the head, but they do manage to make it happen somehow. Very close, but TUD finally giving up a round as the scoreline sits at 7-1. Plenty of money in the bank though, so both teams gonna have a pretty much a full buy comebacking on the UMP. As I say, that is taken out of the game. Notably changed his Steam name mid-game, but a little bit less confusing for our viewers at home now, as kills been traded all around yet again. The action is just too fast-paced for us to keep up, it seems. Bitter, now he's left in the 1-on-2. Arax and Padge try and put a stop to the NCI momentum before it gets started. Now, Bitter actually no utility left, but he does have the defuse kit. Gonna come into contact with Padge very soon, though. Padge just too fast for him. He wasn't holding the angle, but manages to get away and find the frag anyway. So that is going to be an 8th round, and NCI all of a sudden are back at square one, Ferex.
Yeah, NCI just when it seemed like it started to get going on the CT side, shut down by TD once again, and that off being saved by one of the TD players. Going to get dropped over to Ventake. And the buy not too great for NCI. Come back. Pushing up Ivy, he's going to get punished. Padge takes his head off. Silas Unicorn is up in that little corner, but A control now fully established by TD. No Fear going to get dinked as he's going into connector there, but he's still going to find the kill onto Bitter. I think it was his teammate who shot him actually. Barrett perfectly positioned to catch through this Unicorn as he tried to fall back towards side, and it's a 5 versus 2. Nice and clean for TUD, excuse me, so far in this round. It's all on Cinder and Fabulous Sean, and I don't think there's going to be much for them to get done. Ventake still with that off. And it looks like NCI might just try and save this one. They do have armor to hold on to, so that would be a good thing to save, especially considering they are going to be buying in this next round, so it would allow them to fully buy utility, etc. But again, very, very clean round for TUD, even cleaner as Padge drops Cinder. No armor being saved for him, and it's just Sean, and it looks like he's going to be able to cling on to this armor that he has, as well as the Deagle. So he could afford to possibly drop a teammate now, maybe Silius Unicorn, who is a little bit lacking, but he actually should still be able to fully buy, I think.
Think they'll just have enough.
Yeah, just about. So Cinder actually, okay, gonna pick up an AUG in the end. I was questioning there for a second, but so far Cardinal, very, very clean sweep for TUD. Even these rounds that they're winning are, like I say, fairly convincing.
Yeah, and it's been very chaotic play for the most part, especially towards this A side of the map, as kills seem to be traded back and forth between both teams, and we see NCI yet again picking up the man advantage early on, but Extinct is going to make a little bit of noise with that frag grenade and pick up a kill onto Bitter. Yet still the man advantage still exists for NCI, as they're getting very aggressive here. Cinder pushed all the way past, but not going to make it happen this time. Now TUD, just 2 players left alive. Aract on 2 HP. He's got to be very careful as Extinct, and Aract going to find kills of their own, and Aract going to clean it up with just 2 HP left. Ice in the veins as he finds 2 kills there to close out the round, and this has been so dominant from TUD so far in this half. 10-1 the scoreline, and it's got to be very demoralising for NCI.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, they had that one round, and so you can imagine them thinking after that one round, okay boys, let's get settled into the CT side and I'll start putting a few more rounds on the board, but TUD just rolling them over at the moment. 10-1 is the score. And I mean, if NCI want to have any chance on this T side, I think they need to find these next 4 rounds. But given the current buy, it doesn't look like they're likely to. Cinder does find one, and Comeback actually finding as well. So that's a 3 versus 3. That's not bad for NCI so far in this round, especially if they can retrieve those guns. But I don't think they're going to be able to. See this Unicorn going down is less than ideal as well. It's only Comeback who has managed to retrieve the AK and a little bit of utility for his troubles as well. Gets tagged down a little bit through the box. Swinging out though, Arct is too fast for him, drops him, and it's only Bitter left. 1 versus 3. And he might just try and hold on to this armor once again, like we saw him do. Or sorry, like we saw his teammate Fabulous Sean do only a few rounds ago. Making his way up through B towards pop flagging that Molotov. He's going to hold him off. And actually, No Fear's going to hear him burning there as well, so they know exactly where he is now. No Fear climbing up the ladder. Gets punished for his aggression. That's an AK they picked up for Bitter. That's actually. Oh dear.
Oh, Padge
is going to get him through the box. And 11-1, and I mean, just nothing going NCI's way at the moment, Cardinal.
No, they really can't catch a break, and especially when you're even getting caught on the save through the wall. That's just, you hate to see it. It's just super unfortunate, but TUD more than happy for those kind of shots to be going their way, as we see another round coming in where, ooh, great shot. However, as I said it, Extinct gonna make the opening frag of the round. And oh, Fabulous Sean through the smoke. He's gonna take Extinct out of the round, so he's not gonna be a nuisance for NCI no longer. As 4 men still left alive for both sides here. 1:20 left on the clock, so plenty of time, but time enough for No Fear to find the silliest Unicorn and Pop Dog, and that's gonna spring him into action on the A-bomb site with the bomb on his back as well. Now Cinder's got it all to do. He's gonna find Aract, and oh, and he's on his knees praying for this one. He's gonna find Aract and No Fear. Now Ventake left in the 1-on-2. Cinder coming alive in round number 13, eventually with the AWP in his hand. No, they know where the bomb is. They just got to play this one safe and not get too over aggressive. But that looks like NCI might have just doubled up on their rounds, Ferrex.
Double up on the rounds, exactly. Sean closing it out, taking the head off of Ventake with that all good. But just look at this money, Cardinal. I mean, there's so much money there for TUD, so they can afford to fully invest into this one once again. And come back, a little bit of a shameless plug there in the chat. 2 ops for NCI in this round, Cinder and Sealess Unicorn. But Arak with one of his own for TUD, but I mean, again, Cardinal, even if TUD do lose these next 2 rounds, this is still a phenomenal T side for them. Train and Arak flicking back to N and back up to the top of red to take out Cinder, and he's one of the linchpins for NCI, and him going down so early is less than ideal. Come back. NCI's other linchpin being dropped as well. So he's now around 4 HP. He is going to go down. And my god, that voice crack was terrible. That's going to haunt me for years. Shot, finding one back for No Fear drops him, and Spitter punching out for the Molotov. Only good for 1. So swiftly, any momentum again, Cardinal just being swiftly shut down by TUD.
Yeah, that's going to bring us into the last round of the half. 12-2 favor of TUD with a 10-round advantage. Just absolutely outrageous. But NCI have been showing some moments of magic throughout this half, but just can't seem to convert the rounds and the kills that are so crucial. You know, we saw TUD take away the map pick on Mirage, and NCI, they don't have any more mistakes they can make, and they have to take train all the way to a 3rd map, which I believe is Cash, if we're going to see something magical here, but not if TUD have got anything to say about it. There's Arak with the up again. He's going to even it up now. 4 men still left alive for both sides as the Silliest Unicorn does well to find 1 kill on Padge, but Extinct is there to help him out. Cinder actually is going to pass No Fear in the smoke. Both players completely unaware that they just brushed shoulders. Cinder is going to actually go towards B. I think he might have misread this round, but can always re-rotate through Pop Dog if needs be, as the bomb is going to go down. 52 seconds left on the clock, and this is where NCI need to make something happen here. Fabulous Sean gonna drop Extinct to 6 HP, but that's not enough to find the frag, and now Bitter and Cinder with it all to do. Bitter has to find that kill, and he does. He's gonna cause a lot of chaos for TUD. Arak though, oh, can't take down Bitter actually. The shot ringing out through the wall, and now Cinder's on the bomb side. He's gonna spin just in time to find No Fear. Now Arak and Cinder, it's a game of cat and mouse here on the other side of this green train. Is Cinder gonna win it out? Oh, he's not. He think he found the kill, but the Molotov, is that gonna be enough? He's sticking the defuse. Arak, he's gonna run all the way around. Is he gonna? He does. He actually finds the defuse. Oh my God. Cinder, what was that?
Oh no. You hate to see it, Cardinal. You hate to see it. What a way to close out the round for NCI. 12-3. A little bit of a consolation there in the end.
I'm just at a loss for words, Ferrex. I have no idea what just happened.
That's incredible, Cinder. Look, we pinpointed him. He's one of the players who needs to step up for NCI, and unfortunately he hasn't really been doing it this half, but that hero play, sticking the defuse, Arak didn't really want to push through that Molotov. I think he might have thought Cinder was off it, but Cinder, absolute hero, gonna give NCI their 3rd round in this half. And we're gonna finish 12-3, and taking a look at the scoreboard while we can, Cardinal. Padge leading the way for TUD. No Fear not far behind him, and Extinct just behind him as well. So pretty even stuff for them, and it's a similar story over on NCI. Cinder is ahead, but not by much, and the rest of the team pretty well grouped up. So we're going to swap sides to get into this pistol. NCI on the terrorist side, see if they can get anything done. See if they have any strats prepared. Looks like they're going to send 4 men over towards B, or possibly Pop Dog. So we're going to see B, and it's just going to be Bitter, who was peeking towards A main, but is swiftly going to come back, and Padge defending here with the USP, taking that contact with Silence Unicorn on upper, but actually NCI going to fall the whole way back. That's a really good call here, because the rotation has been pulled over, but they're actually, TUD so swiftly are going to fall back towards A, and there's 3 players here to defend now, and not getting any frags just yet. Silence Unicorn is going to drop no fear, and Cinder and Comeback chiming in with kills their own, and it's a 2 versus 5 just like that for Padge. Not done yet, does find Cinder, but Fabulous Sean is there with the trade, and it's only Arak left, and coming around this through sandwich there is going to find only Silliest Unicorn before Comeback takes him down. So a relatively clean pistol round there for NCI. Going to open up this half for them, and possibly a sign of things to come, Cardinal.
Yeah, and in an alternate universe there, TUD could have caused huge trouble with, I think it was Arak, I believe, was the last player alive in Sandwich. And if he denies the bomb plant and maybe picks up another kill there, that could have been a different round altogether. But will go the way of NCI. They've gotten themselves onto 4 rounds so far, but they're going to be down to 4 men in this round already, as a great shot from Ventake to drop Comeback King. And now TUD actually no fear on the scout, so he's going to be looking to play those long angles, and Padge is going to retrieve an AK for free as well. That could be a bit of a blunder from NCI, as Fabulous Sean is still in the Mach 10 now. The Silliest Unicorn has to watch from the sidelines as No Fear finds a kill with the scout, but he's not going to be expecting Cinder to be so close, and now he's causing a lot of trouble for TUD. Make that even more trouble as Ventake goes down. And now NCI have pulled the round back in their favour. Padge is going to find an open and frag here, and if Bitter gets a bit over aggressive, he's going to go down. Now Padge hasn't got the kit, but Fabulous Sean needs to play this one properly, and oh no, Padge is well gonna... No, not going to have that defuse.
That's unfortunate for TUD. They had a real chance in that round. Real chance, but unfortunately not able to convert it in the end. Padge so close. If he had been a little bit more decisive with that push towards lower, he might just have had time for the defuse, I'm not sure, but as we are, NCI gonna find their second round so far. And this is where TUD need to put a stop to this comeback, if that is indeed what it is, but it's Extinct's not gonna do himself any favours by dropping a molly there towards CT spawn. But yeah, this is where TUD need to put a stop to this, I think. 3 rifles, an AWP, and a scout. Cinder jumping about above Pop Dog. Gonna try and bait out some utility or some shots from any CTs, but there's nobody there for TUD. Can't take. Not gonna find anything through the wall there. And looks like NCI are setting up for an A hit here. Extinct on top of the train, gonna be tested. Thrown a little bit almost unnecessarily there, maybe. No reason to throw that at that moment in time, I don't think, but Bitter is going to open up the round, taking down Ventake with a nice headshot over towards Ivy. That gives us a man advantage for NCI, and they're going to come charging out of Ivy here. Now Cinder chasing down No Fear, didn't want to let him get away, and that's exactly what's going to happen. It's still going. Cinder is going to find the headshot onto Arc, but Extinct. Sandwich going to disappear into that smoke, but Fabulous Sean is going to catch him as he pushes the whole way through, and it's a 4 versus 1. It's only Padge left alive, doesn't have a kit. I think he just wants to try and save this AK Cardinal. Convincing round for NCI. Good stuff there from them.
That's what we need to see from NCI. And Cinder playing with a huge amount of confidence in that round, just chasing down players, coming through IV, then takes a straight aim fight towards Connector and finds the kill as well. That's what we know him to be for NCI, the star player, but we need to see more of the same from him if they want to close this scoreline and make a game of it. But currently, TUD sitting at 12 rounds to NCI's 6, so still quite an amount of work to do, but if there's any men to do it, Cinder's going to be the one to watch as we come into round number 19, and already there's a kill. Padge going to be taken down. Not much to work with for TUD here, as they've opted for pretty much a full eco, apart from 1 or 2 pistols. No Fear does well to find 2 kills, actually. That's huge. A lot of economic damage being caused here. But not going to get too ahead of myself, as Comeback King, Sean and the Silliest Unicorn there to mop it up. And that's going to be a 7th round on the board. Now, Ferrex, dare I say, NCI are starting to look a lot better in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, right. I mean, part of it is TUD haven't really had great buys, but NCI are doing very, very well to win these rounds, and I think they're having a fair few players, survive in the last rounds where they had 3 and then 4, and 3 players surviving in the other round that they won as well. So they're doing pretty well for themselves so far. 7-12, taking the first 4 rounds here on this T side, but Extinct is going to here come back taking damage in pop, swings out and takes his head off. So it's an early man advantage in this round for TUD. Extinct searching for a little bit of information about Pop Dog there, not going to quite find anything. He's going to elect to fall back before he heads back in again with Cinder. The entry player for NCI at the moment. Spots out the player in Summit. Molotovs him out of there. Ventake with the AWP now. Holding towards Ivy and No Fear on top of this green train, but it looks like we're going to see a B hit from NCI. There are 2 players from TUD here at the moment though, so they're well positioned to hold off this take. Arik looking towards upper. I think he looks away at just the wrong time because Cinder is right behind that smoke. Arik, unfortunately, not going to be able to connect that headshot. That was nearly a free kill for him, but Extinct flashed into Pop Dog by No Fear. Going to find his second kill of this round. It's a 5 versus 3 now. Things looking a little bit dire for NCI at the moment. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. They need to figure out what they want to do. They might just try and save this one, I think. It doesn't look like they want to go anywhere with this. And given their economy is somewhat fragile, this could all be the correct call because TUD looks like they're starting to wake up a little bit now. Extinct did very well to find 2 kills in Pop Dog in that round. So all 5 players surviving for TUD. 2 ops being brought into this next round, but NCI saved a fair amount of utility there as well, so this Unicorn could drop, come back. An SG or an AK or possibly even an op should come back wanted. We have seen him picking up the op in previous rounds, Cardinal. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if that's what happens. It's not going to happen this round, but still a very good buy for NCI this round.
It seems like whenever NCI seem to get a little bit of momentum going and they start to look like they're really settling into the game, TUD just completely switch it up and stop that momentum in its tracks, just as we're seeing the same here. Ventake and Arak already finding kills as NCI with only 3 men left alive, and they're taking a huge amount of utility damage in towards T main. Bitter taking even more damage, but TUD clean across the board here as double up setup is brought out. Extinct and Ventake gonna be on that. Cinder though does spot out the barrel, and oh no, Cinder actually waits to find the frag to see if there was another CT player there, but that gives Arak enough time to pick up a kill of his own as he pushes through. Now Bitter, he's not going to win that fight. Arak only on 19 HP and he's got the bomb in his possession. Now Cinder in a 1-on-4. And although we've known him to be a clutch player so far, it looks like every single angle is covered here for TUD. Cinder is caught between a rock and a hard place. And almost manages to get through to Sandwich, but 4 players surrounding him, there's not much he can get done there.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Cinder. Last man alive. Interesting they had Extinct peeking there with the AWP. They probably knew he was low, but yeah, that's going to put NCI back onto the eco. Only some pistols and a little bit of armor to go around, and they might try to go for a fast B play here. Come back with the bomb on his back. Gonna head over that direction. Indeed, all 5 players for NCI are. It's Padge and Extinct who are going to be tested here. And Padge up to the challenge is going to find the first kill on Cinder. Extinct chiming with them as well and does manage to get away. That's crucial that he gets away there. Turning around with the AWP is going to find a kill as well, but eventually Sean is going to drop him. But Padge still here and so deadly with that AK. No Fear chiming in as well to close out the round, and that's going to be match point now for TUD. Cardinal, things looking very, very dire at the moment for NCI.
I think dire is putting it lightly, as TUD have just completely put a stop to any chance NCI had at getting into this game, and now we're looking at NCI having to win the next 8 rounds in a row from here on out just to bring it into overtime. That's a very tall order for any team, never mind a team taking on TUD. But they're not out of it yet. Let's see if they can make something happen here, as the silliest unicorn already tagged down to 44 HP. Maybe a little bit more than he was hoping for, but Extinct brought a Negev into this round, so he's going to be dropped. Maybe a little bit of BM there, thinking that the game is already closed out, but man advantage now in favour of NCI, so we can't count them out of this one yet. As we see, the T is actually moving back towards T spawn here, and the bomb is kind of in no man's land between Ivy and T main. But the T side of NCI will be starting to link up, and it looks like they're going to all push towards Ivy, but still quite spread out. A minute left on the clock here now as the push comes through. And Ventake is going to find a kill onto Fabulous Sean and make that a second as Comeback King goes down. He's going to get away for free. The silliest unicorn not there to trade the frag out. And Ventake just taking the straight fight, and he's going to find another one now. Bitter, all on his own. If there ever was a time for him to come alive, it was right now. With only 4 HP, it's going to be very, very difficult now. Molotov gets deployed, and that's going to stop Bitter from rotating through connector. There's a second Molotov, and he's going to step into the fire. Bitter ends it all. 16-7 to TUD.
Yeah, unfortunate stuff there for NCI that they were unable to close things out there on train. I mean, they certainly made a good start of it on that T half. But unfortunately, Cardinal... Ooh, okay, unfortunately, yeah, not going to be able to finish things. 16-7 is the final score after we saw 16-13 over on Mirage. But yeah, I mean, you know, what went wrong for NCI there? I think partially we saw, you know, Cinder, who was previously so dominant on Mirage, was much quieter over there on train. As well as that, Comeback King was not really having much of a game on train either. So TUD certainly showing why that was their map pick. They absolutely dominated that game, especially on the T side. NCI really had no reply to that. And I mean, you know, like I said, they made a little bit of a game of it coming into their T side, but unfortunately TCD just too strong, able to close it out. So that means, Cardinal, that they are going to advance to the finals.
That is correct. So we're going to see TUD taking the first finals spot, which will take place on April 20th, Saturday at 2 p.m. So make sure you're all there. I know I will, and I know Ferex will be there to join me. But we are going to have our second semi-final possibly next week, I believe. I think is when the next semi-final is scheduled for. We'll be hoping to cover that to see who's going to be taking on TUD in the final. But until then, that is going to be all from us. So just before we leave, as always, I would like to thank our sponsor, Marvin.ie. Be sure to check them out and use code ICES5 for a cheeky little discount on your order. I would also like to apologize for the technical issues that we had on the stream earlier on Mirage. So that was, I'll have to take that one on the chin and get that sorted before the next semi-final. But I would, of course, like to thank everybody for joining me. That has been all from us here at Irish Collegiate Esports for this evening. And we will see you all again very, very soon.
Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody.